Welcome to DC.
And here it comes. Swing and a miss. And a World Series Game 7 winning Curly W is in the books.
Dagger! It's 1974. The Washington Capitals are the 2018 Stanley Cup champions.
Don't like that. I like that.
You gotta like that, right?
Despite all this, despite the churn, my approval ratings keep going up.
We are ready to give our 500% support back to this franchise, back to this city, back to this team after Snyder leaves. And then this is the poo-poo you put on the field.
For the very first time, the Washington Mystics are WNBA champions.
The Washington Commanders select Jaden Daniels.
I'm going to support fake teams that can't ruin my life.
Did you call bank? I call game.
Thank you. Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business.
Here we go. We're entering, I guess, week number 3, episode 350. 350 episodes. It is official.
Time out. Cut the intro.
No
I need the captain.
I'm introducing the show. What do you?
I need the captain, our fearless leader, to first admit that the Packers are not as bad as we thought they were.
What?
Just that's all I need to hear right now, front and center. 2 weeks
not even
ago,
2 minutes in. What are you talking
I said
about?
the Packers are not as bad as we all think they are. Everybody poo-pooed on me. You were front and center on that conversation, Captain. Just your thoughts.
Oh my god.
Eat it.
Okay, I will. I will taste the dog food. Just the tip here. Okay, they are not as atrocious and pitiful and pathetic and awful as I believed they were. Okay. I'm still not a Jordan Love guy. I still think he's not the real deal. Everybody's trying to convince me he's a top 10 quarterback. I'm still not buying. Okay.
Definitely top 10.
Oh my God. I'm not buying that Micah is this year's Saquon. Okay. Barkley. I'm not buying. What I am buying, Andy, since you're going to call me out, what I am buying is that these Thursday games are trash and we don't learn anything from them. How about that? Okay. I still think the Packers are an annoying fan base, and I don't want to talk about them. I understand we have to, but
I do want to get rid of
I wasn't prepared to be accosted by you at the jump here. Talk about stupid Packers. 2 weeks in a row, I have to talk about the Packers.
Hey, you can make someone else eat their words on this show too.
Why don't you send some of that anger over to FP? He was with me.
I think FP knows. FP knows. It's not even just about the Packers like FP was, but Lattimore too. Lattimore.
I'll eat the doo-doo bag on Lattimore. I'll own that doo-doo bag fully. 100%. I will eat that doo-doo bag. He is cooked. Who put Andy on this show? He came out guns blazing.
Who is this guy?
I don't know what happened. You'd think we disrespected a movie that he liked or something. I don't know what happened. This man came out guns blazing. Lattimore's cooked, but I stand with the captain. I still don't buy in on the Packers. I don't. I don't. You. I blame coaching more than I say the Packers are a good team. That's what I do.
You know,
I'm
gonna double.
Why?
I blame DC coaches more than I'm in awe of the Packers.
When we did the before the NFL season started, and we went around and picked our division champs, and I said the Packers are not as bad as we all think they are.
Oh, they're running.
You guys at least believe that they're not as bad as we thought they were.
Yeah. Well, so I will. Yes, I will say they're not as bad as I thought they were. I also don't think they're going to win the NFC North. I think the Lions are still legit. I think the Lions can still put up points in bunches. I think Goff is more underrated than people give him credit for. I mean, that guy can go out and sling the ball left, right, or center and end up with 500 yards.
They still have Amon-Ra, so
yeah,
it's going to be a dogfight. Packers and Lions.
Yeah, but I'm not really. The Packers. Listen, it pains me to say this. I really don't want to talk about the stupid Packers, okay? But they They played a complete game, and they are a complete team. I can't name one person on the offensive line. I can't name one wide receiver. I don't want any of their offensive personnel on my team.
Josh Jacobs.
I would take Josh, and that's about it, right? But for Taylor
And
or Tyler Kraft, whoever that tight end, for him to average 62 yards in his career and then hang a $180 on the Skins, okay, like who had that on their bingo card? 20, I think, was the only one to pick him to win. Yeah. But
that tight end had never actually broken 100 yards in his
that's
career.
What I'm saying. Like who had this on their card? What I learned is that the DC defense is not very good, right? And for whatever reason, and we have to talk about Russell and the Moonballs and the Giants and maybe the instant classic that was Giants Cowboys, but Von Miller and Wags are old. Newsflash, old. Can't get anywhere quickly. They can be in the right position. They can call out the preset snaps. They can direct the troops, but you can't rely on them to be anywhere they actually need to be once a play breaks down or once things get going. This is going to be a problem all season long. 20. I mean, you're the only one that called it, right? So I guess you're here to take, to claim your flowers. Is that what you're here? Is that what's happening here?
No, I wasn't going to say anything, but Andy just jumped in. So I echo what Andy said. No, I mean, honestly, guys, like, what games have you been watching? This team is great. I have them as my number one in, my top 5 teams. They are.
No.
I understand, but look at what they've done to the Lions and look what they did to the Skins. These are 2 really good teams, right? Last year. Okay, well, you can say,
this season,
I'm going to stick with the Skins are a good team.
Does week 1 even count? It's basically preseason 4. Let's be real here. Does week 1 actually count for anything?
I get what 20's saying. Their 2-0 record is way more impressive, Colts aside, because they're just the Cinderella story of the year. More impressive than any other team's 2-0 record right now.
Right.
Because it was 2 legitimate playoff contending teams or deep playoff hopeful teams this season. Yeah. And they curb stomped both of them. Us
exactly.
And the Lions.
Not every 2-0 team is the same. This team is very impressive.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Okay, like they are off to a. If you're a Packers fan, I mean, you're the worst. But if you're a Packers fan, you have to be excited about how this team started out. And
best start since who knows how long.
And they look like a complete team, and they look like they belong, and they look like they will challenge. Like, I'm buying all those things, right? I'm not ready to make any bold proclamations beyond that at this point, because they really we'll see. We'll see how they hold up. Matt LaFleur is a legit offensive mind and an excellent head coach. He had, say what Jordan Love aside, okay? And I'm being completely serious here. I think you could have put anybody behind that offensive line on Thursday and had a monstrous game. There were receivers and pass catchers wide open all over the field, right? And that, yes, Jordan Love made the right calls. He overthrew a couple players. They probably left some points on the field as well, if we're being honest. But the scheme, it appears so simple when you watch it from the all-22 cam or whatever that thing is called from on top. There was people open everywhere.
That's why you have to blame coaching more than you have to give props to the Packers.
It was not a good game. But these Thursday games, FP, we've seen this now for how many years in a row, right? Like, at least we got this one out of the way early. But this is kind of what happens on Thursday. It's very
league wide. It happens. I just don't think any of the players or coaching can get right on a Thursday night. Even like you said it, the Packers dominated us. They looked great, but they left a lot of plays out there. They probably left another 21 points on the field. They had, there was 1 million flags that game. It was just a sloppy game from the jump. And I think league wide, those prime games, those Thursday night games, they're just not the best product the NFL can put out there.
Yeah, and all that being said, Andy in the chat, in real time during the game, Andy was firing from the hip during the chat. The Skins were still in it. At the end of the day, we missed. The Packers missed a field goal or 2. I don't even remember. It was a bunch of missed kicks.
Packers missed 1. Commanders missed 2.
Yeah. So but even with those, even if whether they hit or not, it didn't matter. Like the game was still a game deep into the third quarter. I'm trying to remember when the Packers kind of pulled away or when they got their last stop, but like the Skins weren't totally out of it, right? And that's why, like, and again, this is not just blanket disrespect of the Packers, but the good teams, like the really good teams, they put you away, right? And the Commanders, we said in the preseason repeatedly, like, that's what we expect to see from the Commanders. Now, obviously, they were on the losing end of a beatdown, but the Packers didn't run away. The Packers didn't choke them out. They didn't finish the job, so to speak. They let them hang around, right? And deep into the third quarter, like we were still watching because the Skins were still alive, but they had no business still being in that game. We couldn't run the ball. We couldn't pass the ball. Terry costs, I mean, his average price per catch is right around $40 million a catch.
The entire Packers wide receiver contracts added together is less than Terry. It hurts, but also there's a lot of wide receiver ones out there that have so far disappeared this year, the start of this season. So I'm not putting it on Terry yet. I am going to blame him for sitting out training camp. And it's hurting us.
Was off. That same play 2 weeks in a row now is the timing isn't there.
I will say, if you look at this game, the defense, as much as we can pick on the defense, and I'm going to drill into Lattimore later and crush him.
Let's do that soon, please.
But the defense, all things considered, Josh Jacobs.
Be very careful here.
Josh Jacobs hurt us. He didn't destroy us. And that defense kept Washington in the game when the offense couldn't do anything. So while the defense doesn't look great, last year's defense would have been destroyed. It would have been 45 to 10. Yeah. They would have been crushed.
Yeah.
So Amos looked good. Sanders still for 95% of his plays looked good. You know, like your D line still stopped the rush for the most part. I mean, Josh Jacobs is going to get Josh Jacobs numbers, but he had one touchdown for like 80 yards or total of 80 yards rushing.
He looked fine.
He looked like a normal running back. It was the tight end. And I think that's when it comes down to
listen, before we beat up on Lattimore, which I'm very much looking forward.
Hold on. I want to talk some coaching too real quick.
Okay.
Just to kind of continue FP's thought process here, I am actually more concerned with our offensive. My gripe is more with Cliff and our offense because the Packers defense was playing zone 75% of the time. Like they were crushing us with zone. Like, where are the adjustments? Why can't we do something to combat that zone defense? We stayed doing the same plays and expecting Jaden Daniels to do something, like get more creative, get other people involved, take some shots, do something. Not this middle.
I think Cliff is still
middle of the field, dink and dunk.
I think Cliff is
zone.
still
It doesn't work.
Cliff is still figuring out what he has when it comes to weapons, and you can kind of see.
Oh, come on!
No, hold on. You can kind of see him holding on to last year's magic, right? Like,
how many bubble screens do you need to see before you?
No, but that's what I'm saying. He's looking at Debo, his shiny new toy, and he's still figuring out how to use him correctly, right? He's looking at Noah Brown as, all right, you were the guy that did the Hail Mary.
Corey saying, let me hand it to a running back.
No, I agree. That's what I'm saying. I think he's still figuring out what weapons are on this offense, and I think eventually he'll put it together. He'll figure out the right type.
I think he got too cute. He's trying to get too cute. Why keep running Eckler up the middle? Like, you're not fooling anybody. Like, I get it. He's trying to be cute. Like, stop running Eckler up the middle. Just, it's not working.
I think let's talk about him for just a second here. He's a big loss. I mean, the Achilles injury is terrible, but at his age and the mileage on that body,
that's career.
He's effectively done. And I think the team is actually going to really miss having a guy. I mean, look, the simple fact is Ja'Cory wasn't in the game because he can't read the defense. He can't figure out where Micah's going to be blitzing from to fill the gap.
He doesn't know the pass pro yet.
Right? That's why Eckler, and I've heard this repeated, way too many times this week. Eckler was on the field because he understands what the defense is bringing and where to be to give Jaden that extra half second, hopefully, right, to sling the ball. Now, the problem is Jaden wasn't doing that. I saw a lot of, and I don't know if you guys are ready to talk about Jaden, but too much smiling, too much goofing around. Okay, the grin reaper and all that nonsense. This is still football, and when you jog to the sideline one too many times, you're gonna get tackled and turned into a pretzel, which is what continued to happen to him. Like, he has the speed to run away, and I'm gonna say something here, and I know it's gonna trigger some people. It's not that long ago that we had a quarterback with a similar build, and a similar playing style, who couldn't figure out how to get down or take a hit, and he's no longer on the team, in the league, or of any relevance anymore. And we're trending. I won't say strongly.
I cannot let you
a little
finish.
bit there.
I cannot let you finish putting Jaden and RG3 in the same breath. They're completely different play
both have
styles.
knee injuries?
They're completely different play
They
styles.
both smile while running away from defensive ends.
Completely different play styles.
Really?
Jaden understands how to pass and can read passing trees.
I'm sorry. Do they both not run options out of a pistol? Do they both not smile incessantly while playing the game of football?
Okay, so they smile.
One,
okay.
Honestly, which one has the better touch on the long ball?
Jaden.
I agree with you. How many of them have connected this season?
How is that? Jaden's got them right there.
The answer is zero.
You can't put it on Jaden, okay? You can't. You just can't.
I can.
Why? Then you can't put it on Terry. You have to choose who you're putting it on. You can't put it on both of them.
Put it on both of them.
No.
Why can't I don't understand, the argument here.
Either
what I'm saying is Jaden is showing tendencies now of a quarterback who thinks he is faster than everybody, where he can just jog away from the Giants' slow-ass defense.
I will not allow Jaden Daniels 2 weeks into his second season have mudslinging at his name and comparing him to RG3 and say his injury
good to UFP?
Nobody looked good on Thursday. Nobody looked good. But I'm not going to let you go to the extreme and say this is RG3 too. It's not allowed.
I didn't say that. I said we're trending into a zone where you have a quarterback who is overly confident in his legs. That's what I'm getting at. And I see Andy.
He had to be overly confident because the O-line gave him no choice to be overly confident in his legs. He had to bail out as much as he did because the O-line. Look,
so now we need
to talk about the O-line here.
Now we've gone in a full circle. Back to
but the thing is, like,
where's the coaching? Where's the quick slant in? Where's Ertz? Running out into the flat. Like, where is the creativity in the offense to get these bang passes?
That's what I was saying from the jump. The Packers are great. Coaching lost this game. From the jump, we said that. I'm not going to go out and say the players stink. Yes, they're old. Most of them. But the O-line struggled. Listen, Connerly, you got to give him his time, right? The man came into the league. He went against Brian Burns and got a few lessons immediately. Yes. And then he goes against Micah Parsons. And next week he goes against Max Crosby. That man does not have an easy start to his NFL career. But I'm okay. O-line as a whole, you're missing Sam Cosmi, right? You're missing Sam Cosmi as your staple best lineman is not in there. And you probably don't have badass pulling a full Helen Keller and Jaden Daniels getting smothered if Cosmi's sitting there and telling him, hey, that's your assignment, or I got you on that assignment, right? There's a lot of easily identifiable things that you can fix before we can go and say we're trending in the wrong way and the team is terrible and the players suck and Wagner isn't third all time in tackle. Like, we need to take a beat and realize that this is the Packers were a playoff team last year. They only got stronger this year. Matt LaFleur is probably top 4 best coaches in the league right now.
He belongs on that list.
Okay. Yes. So what are we really griping about here? On a short week, we went up against a playoff team and we lost to a good team within 7 points, 8 points. Okay. It happens. It's week 2. We didn't get curb stomped like
I feel a little better after FP just.
I mean, come on, man. It's week 2, people. It's week 2.
But you know what? There is a small sense of PTSD as a Skins fan.
Tell him, Dollar.
As soon as you hear quarterback, especially a mobile quarterback, plus knee injury, immediate emotions come running back. Like, you can't help it. I'm not comparing the two, but there is definitely a sense of PTSD.
That's on the fan base to take care of. Dan Quinn and Peters, those are the guys that are running the show now. You don't have to worry about the Ron Riveras and the Bruce Allens and the Shanahans and all of the idiots that used to be in charge saying, oh, knee injury, F it. You're still playing against the Raiders.
Yeah.
Because RG3 would have been like, no, I'm good. Put me in. And everyone would have been like, great.
Well,
We
okay,
want
but
the ratings. We want the sales.
You want the player to say I can play, right? But you need the coach to say no.
Absolutely. Yes.
Right. So
there's a difference from last year playing with the broken rib. That's like a pain thing in my mind. Like he played through pain. This is a completely different injury. This is a potential long-term injury that can only get worse. The knee's not like you play on a bad knee. It's not healing. It's only going to get worse.
And that's the exact fear, right? It is. Yeah. I don't want to make this about RG3, but you're never going to be okay. You're never going to be the same when the knees start to go, right?
Well,
so
JD5
having an MRI done, and I mean, he's trending towards not playing on Sunday.
He shouldn't play.
And I think I agree with you guys on that, right? I don't think they need him to win. I think Marcus can run, a vanilla offense against the Raiders. You're going to have to feed. I mean, if you have Ja'Cory stashed on your bench, he needs to be plugged in. He's going to get 25 carries for 80 yards, but that's exactly what this team needs. And maybe Debo or Terry break one long, right? But that's what they can beat the Raiders without JD5, and I think they should do it. Give him that extra rest, and then see what's what.
You know what I need to see? I need to see a shellacking. I need the Redskins to just beat up on a team.
I don't think you're going to get that because you have stupid Marshawn Lattimore playing as your number one corner.
I just need it. I just need like a 52-6 game.
Has there ever been a player? I was racking my brain. Has there ever been a defensive back that went from shut down corner, Revis Island level, like don't throw at me for 7-8 years to we're gonna pick on you consistently?
Yeah, his name was Josh Norman.
Yeah. Also Skin. Yes, Panther turned Skin. That's a great pull, FP. But that's where we are now with Lattimore, right? Like he shouldn't travel on the number ones. He's gonna get sunned by Mike Evans. He's gonna get owned by CD. Like you can't willingly go into practice or knowingly go into practice right now. And this is just my 2 cents as an observer on TV. He cannot be your primary A1A.
Yeah, no. Like I said, I will own it there. And I was telling you this in the offline chat. There's a difference between the excuses I gave him last year of he was injured, he's getting acclimated, he'll get back, blah blah blah. That could only take you so far. Last week you're like, okay, Malik Neighbors didn't have the best game, blah blah blah, but a lot of it was Russell Wilson had pressure in his face. The Packers game, he was targeted and picked on from snap one.
From the first play.
From snap one. And they were like, you are the weakest link. And they targeted him. And it was either give up the play or immediately get a flag because he knows that he doesn't have the physical ability to do what he used to do 4 years ago when he was a Pro Bowler. So he's going to hold and he's going to cut his routes and he's going to do all that.
But it wasn't even 4 years ago. Last year at the start of the season for the Saints, when he was traded to the Skins, I went back and looked. He had defended 4 passes in 8 games. Like he was still not like a guy you throw at. Now he's a guy you target, right? Like that is a big shift, and the secondary, we talked about this a couple weeks back. Like they are improved from what they were last year, but do they belong in the upper echelon of secondaries right now based on what we've seen in 2 weeks?
I mean, I think the potential is still there, but as of right now, they're not playing up to it. And I'm not going to immediately say that we need to overhaul the defense. Maybe you don't have Lattimore as your starter. Maybe you bring in the donk from New England and you have him play across from Amos, and you still have Sanders still in the slot, and then you rotate in Lattimore and Igmanogany.
Or just shift him off. Just shift him off into put him as the nickel, or put him on the slant.
Put him on a wide receiver 3 or 4. Yeah, whatever. But
make him a safety, D'Angelo Hall,
or make him a safety.
No, that's not a terrible idea either. Because the football IQ is there. Like this is, I'm not challenging his ability to, to be in the right spot. I just don't think he can get to the right spot quick enough anymore. Like I think
what's funny.
Gone.
You know what's funny? Last week we were talking about Lattimore shadowing the wide receiver 1 on the opposing team, right? Like, what would we do? Who would we put on the number 1 receiver, right? I actually think that offenses put their number 1 receiver on Lattimore wherever he's lined up. Like, flip the script. Our defense isn't moving our defensive backs to cover the offensive wide receiver 1.
I mean, I think they can try that, but I mean, he could just as easily when they
I'm
break.
just saying, I shifted my point of view. Like, if I'm the Packers, if I'm the Eagles, if I'm any other team, I want my wide receiver one lined up against
my number 2.
Lattimore.
Yeah, but the problem is the offense is in position and set before the defense is. So,
but Andy's got a point. Like,
but I mean, we don't move.
I know, but I'm saying, like, the Eagles are calling a play. AJ Brown knows that he's Z receivers lining up on the right.
No,
he's doing
like
it regardless.
CeeDee Lamb, though, like CeeDee Lamb lines up all over the field, right? Like, maybe
right, but I'm saying but those are plays
mixing it up.
Yeah.
Instead of mixing it up, they know Lattimore's always on the outside. Like, let's put CeeDee Lamb out there 90% of the time instead of
I
in
think
slot.
you got to send Lattimore traveling a little bit more to make it less
Yeah,
predictable.
but if you remember Thursday, he can't even travel correctly to the other side of the field.
Yes,
he gets caught up in the trash.
Jordan, it was as if Jordan Love was under center or in shotgun, looked to find 2, and it didn't matter which receiver was lined up on him. That was going to be his first read. Like, it just felt like he was looking at him first, and they're gonna have to find a way to do a little bit more.
But again, I think we need to, I'm not out on Joe Witt, right? I still think he's a great defensive coordinator, and like I said, this defense kept us in the game.
They did,
but there's core concepts that we need to improve on, and a lot of that is shifting from we're coming out with a game plan of playing man to being like, oh, okay, man is not the answer because the D-line isn't getting the pressure, or the O-line is just absolutely dominating and they're not even attempting to run the ball, et cetera, et cetera. And we have to find a way where we can find the right personnel. If all week we're preparing man coverage, if it gets you into the middle of the second quarter and you're getting beat by man beaters, right? That's what Lattimore called it, right? They were just calling constant routes, man beater routes, and just scorching us. And that's why Kraft goes out there and has 200 yards.
He was
eventually
the majority.
Eventually, you need to be like Joe Witt needs to be like, okay, change it up. Let's go into our zone packages. Let's go into a shell coverage. And unfortunately, that is not as easy to do right now because you lose Wise, and all of a sudden your edge pressure is terrible, and all of a sudden, like any quarterback anywhere can escape and start making his plays, right? So there's bigger things to address than who replaces Lattimore, who's Lattimore going to shadow, right? There's bigger things. Luvu disappearing, massive issue. That's 2 weeks in a row that Luvu has disappeared.
He's basically not on the team at this point,
Yeah, and then losing Wise, terrible. You still have Kinlaw and Payne. They're doing a good job up front. Wagner being in the right position. The other secondary players are in the right position. But yeah, you missed Jeremy Chin over Will Harris. There's some things.
There was a Chin sighting yesterday on.
He played a great game. I mean, very few things you could say went well for the Raiders. Chin played good, but there's a lot of pieces. But again, week 2, this is all very, very coachable stuff that we're talking about here, and we were against one of the better teams. And then when you factor in that magical game of the Giants and the Cowboys, very clearly the Giants have something in the tank, right? And week 1 is an anomaly, but Russell Wilson still apparently has the deep ball.
That
can
easily is beautiful.
It's beautiful. But the point is,
rainbow is a beautiful. I didn't know he had that.
As much as you want to say the Giants still have something, that also shows that, the Skins defense still kind of has pretty good pieces in place. So it's hard to gauge, because then you look at the Lions. We disrespected the Packers last week. The Lions came out, crushed the Bears like they were playing a JV team, right? So it's hard to tell with everything, right? Because the Vikings embarrassed the Bears as well, right? But then the Falcons embarrassed the Vikings, but then the Falcons kept up with the Bucks, and the Bucks keep up. Like, it's just a constant circle of how do you gauge who's the best team right now?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with FP on that. It's only week 2. Like, let's just lower roll a little bit. Let's just think this through. The Skins, they're not going to win every single game, right? And Thursday was horrible by, everything you guys are saying. Like, I agree with, especially with the Lattimore talk. But like, let's not overreact. week 2 is a lot we still don't know. There's a lot of football left to play. I mean, this team last year, week 2, were they 1-1? I think I remember they lost the first game against Tampa.
Lost to the Bucks, barely beat the Giants, a bunch of field goals.
Right. And they ended up going all the way to the NFC Championship game. So you don't really know at this point, but you kind of can see where the trends are. I would say let's just calm down and let's just see what happens in the next several weeks.
It's like a therapy session in here.
Because every single fan of their team does this when they're like 0-2, and it's like, come on, you're talking about a lot of things that go into that. I mean, a short week, Thursday night on the road.
Also, had I known the stat that the Washington hasn't won in Lambeau since like 1963 or whatever the stat was, I definitely would have said we lost on Thursday. Like, come on, there's just that. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little bit better about all this, and the Giants piece, that the Giants Cowboys game, if we could talk about that for a second, instant classic. I mean, that was the best third and fourth quarter of football I've seen that I can recall anyway.
It was insane. It was insane.
And honestly, like hand to God, I did not know Russ still had that kind of accuracy on his deep ball. That
I don't think anybody knew that except Russ.
I don't know if those were, Brunel.
I don't even know if Russ knew it.
Those felt like just prayers,
Yeah,
a la Skins in Dallas, many years ago. Just throw it up and see what Malik Neighbors basically can go do. And he did it twice, right? So that was an incredible game to see. I actually don't think the Cowboys are as terrible as everyone thinks they are either. I think they've got some pieces there. They can run the ball better than they were able to last year. CD is still CD. Pickens gives them a nice outside option that they really haven't had. I mean, Gallup, I guess, was that number 2 before. I think there was somebody else there for a while, but like they still have some pieces in Dallas that make them interesting and somewhat fun to watch. They suffered a huge I'm blanking on the name of the linebacker that went down yesterday for them, but they're down Micah. Well, they traded Micah, and now they're down their middle linebacker as well. But the Giants in particular, I mean, I said it going into the season, I don't expect much out of that team, but I don't think they're terrible. And I think they do have some pieces that are serviceable. And Wilson, honestly, I didn't see that coming from him. 450 yards and just 2 absolutely perfectly thrown bombs. I was calling for Daboll's head, right? But after what we saw yesterday around the league, I think he's bought himself a little bit more time, right? Even if he's handcuffed to Russell Wilson, the guy down in Miami, though, he's done.
He's done.
He's done. I mean, I have the clip pulled up. We can listen to it later. We can react to it. But when you look at the NFC East here, and last thing on the Skins, based on what we've seen through 2 weeks, how would you stack and rack the NFC East in particular? Andy, I'll go
first. Last week, I think to close out the show, you asked the question, what are we looking for in week 2, or what are we trying to see if it's real or not? And my pick was actually the Cowboys because they kept up with the Eagles, right? And I was just like, are they real or are they fake? Are they frauds? The Giants had a phenomenal game. I think anybody playing the Giants that week would have probably lost. They put up a phenomenal game. Russ played amazing. And the Cowboys seemed for real, even though it was a close game with the Giants who stink and so forth, whatever. The Giants played really well that game. Cowboys ended up winning. They kept up with the Eagles. I think they're for real. I don't think they're a bad team. Their defense is probably their weakest part. But they're definitely contenders. I think they're going to be fighting for the second spot with us in the East.
The Cowboys have always proven with a healthy Dak that is an offense that knows how to score. And kudos to Schottenheimer. He has that team more prepared than I think anybody thought they were going to look like.
He deserves a lot of credit.
He deserves a lot of credit. I'm not going to go out and give Jerry Jones credit for hiring him, but that's always been an offense. If Dak is healthy and he can command that offense, they have all the pieces in place to easily go out and be in barn burners and shootouts and hang 40 on whatever opponent is across from them. The problem, like
now, they have the running back.
Now that they have Javonte Williams, who's doing great,
he looks good.
I mean, it comes down to that defense, and then I feel for you Dallas fans, which I never thought I would say, but when you see what Micah's doing immediately in Green Bay, You have to think if he was just on the field, with that Dallas defense, all the other Dallas defenders are going to play that much harder because they know their guy is there, right? And he makes their life
listen,
easier.
There's an alternate universe somewhere where not only is Micah still a Cowboy, but Derrick Henry is a Cowboy too. And CD is still a Cowboy, and Michael Gallup and George Pickens are potentially Cowboys.
If Jerry Jones didn't get in his own way, a la Ron Rivera,
there was a very real possibility, right, that you would
could have been in powerhouse.
Exactly. So, I'll go back to the question here though. How does the NFC East right now stack based on what we've seen through 2 weeks? Like, give me the 1 to 4.
Eagles.
I think it's a lot closer of a tie. I don't know if I can put the Eagles as the clear number 1. I think I could put it for a 3-way tie at 2.
Based on what you'll find. Well, based on what you've seen. I don't have the Eagles at 1. I'll tell you that right now. I don't believe. I don't think you take away the tush push, they're 0-2. So
you take away the tush push, they're 3-25.
They don't win a Super Bowl, and
they don't win a Super Bowl anything.
The commentary on Fox, I forget whoever the in booth referee or whoever the referee talking head that was assigned to the game. He was they pulled him in. He was like, "I'm over the tush push. It's not a football play. This shouldn't be a thing anymore." Like, I think we're firmly on the clock here where this stupid play gets outlawed. But I think the Cowboys are playing the best actual football in the NFC East, and I think it's by a little bit, but I think they are in there. And honestly, I think the Giants through 2 games, if you're just looking at these 2 games and nothing else, forget about records, just based on what your eyeballs and what you saw, the Giants are playing really, really good football. They just happened to lose both games.
I contest that because you have to look at what week 3 says. Right, because if the Giants come out,
we're not in week 3. FP.
No, but listen. If the Giants come out next week and they look like the week 1 Giants, not the week 2 Giants, then Dallas's defense is atrocious. You know what I'm saying?
Fair. Okay.
Right. If the Commanders come out and their offense is clicking and they're doing everything they need to do, then you put it a little bit more on the Packers' defense is just as amazing as we thought they were going to be. But with the Eagles in general, kind of struggled week 1. Kind of struggled week 2. Don't really have the pass attack, even though they have the weapons.
AJ Brown has 4 catches for 60 yards.
They have the weapons. They don't have the pass attack.
Isn't even basically their offensive unit looks terrible.
They're a top 5 draft pick next season if Saquon Barkley has a high ankle sprain. That's how bad the Eagles are.
I mean, I'm not a fan of the Chiefs talking trash when they're losing a game. Right, but for whoever that was Christian, whoever it was that stood up basically on the last play and be like shut your mouth.
Jones.
Basically,
I think it was Jones.
Like stop talking to me. You rushed for nothing, right? And Jalen's like, oh yeah, but scoreboard.
Yeah, I mean the guy barely put up 100 yards and he got 6 guys to push his ass for 5 first downs and they won. Like he didn't do anything on his own. Jalen Hurts is not an elite quarterback. Yeah. Everybody needs to stop saying that. If that were true, AJ Brown would be a dominant force. And Devonta Smith would have 300 yards and look like Malik Neighbors. It's not true.
Do you know who's leading that team in receiving yards?
Deshaun, our guy, Dotson.
Who you think it is?
Dotson.
Yes. It's Jahan Dotson.
But there's something to be said where teams always find ways to win. Like I'm not saying they are impressive and explosive and they're like, a la Bills or Ravens. But good teams find ways to win.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I think that the NFC East is like a 3-way tie for number 2.
And bad teams find a way to lose.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
who's your number 1? FP.
There is no number 1.
I'm actually going Eagles, unfortunately Cowboys, then us, then Giants. That's my 4.
I don't think there's a clear-cut number 1 in the East.
20. What's your stack?
I would go Eagles, Skins, Cowboys, Giants.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys are better than we actually think. To steal a line from myself, right? I think they're better than we think they are if they can ever just kind of put it all together. Right? I think they've got pieces there. They have a real running back. They have a legit 1-1, elite receiver. And Dak, whether you like him or not, I mean, he can run that offense. To FP's point, like he can do something. Can they stop anybody? I don't know. But you look around the league, like where are the number 1 receivers right now? Like Where are the number one receivers? Look at Minnesota. Minnesota, we're about to get a poop fest on Sunday afternoon between Carson Wentz for the Vikings and Jake Downing for the Bengals. Like, that's the national 4 p.m. game, I believe, this weekend. Someone needs to check me on that. They should play that game at 4 a.m. because who wants to watch that? Like,
I mean, if you're the Bengals and you're the Vikings, how are you not going out and kicking the tires? The Vikings aren't going to kick the tires on Kirk, but, kick the tires on Jameis Winston. Who knows? If you're the Bengals, kick the tires on everybody. Who knows?
But I actually think so. I said this in the chat, and I've said this in the past. Browning is a good quarterback, right? I mean, the Bengals were willing to pay him to stay. He could have gotten some, a legit starting job somewhere in the league if he wanted it.
I don't know, legit starting job. Jamar Chase won that game for the Bengals.
Sure, but in the end, but the Bengals, I believe, the Bengals need to get to 10 wins. Can he win 8 out of the remaining 15 or whatever it is? Yeah, I think Browning can do it. I don't think they're in a as much trouble. The Vikings are in legit trouble. McCarthy is not ready. He just isn't. I don't care how much face paint he puts on his face. He doesn't look like a warrior. He's walking up and down the sideline.
He's pretty close to blackface. He's putting a lot of paint on.
There's a lot.
I mean, they made a mistake getting rid of Sam Darnold to begin with, then on top of it, made it even another mistake getting rid of Sam Howell. But
why wouldn't you pay Darnold? Like you gambled. This is what I don't understand about the Vikings, right? And O'Connell, he deserves his flowers. I mean, the guy's been getting it done with journeyman for a while now, but you brought in Kirk and you got it done. You just couldn't get over the hump. You bring in Darnold, you improve over what you had with Kirk, and you've built this unit that is challenging. Pay him. Like, it's not like he was asking for some crazy money. Like, you let Kirk walk. You literally won the lottery twice, getting Kirk and then turning Darnold into, a Pro Bowl or almost MVP caliber performance out of him last season. And then you mortgage that on JJ McCarthy, who threw, if my math is correct, 6 passes in his last collegiate game. Like, what
it's
are
true.
You
don't win 15 games and lose 2, and then get rid of your starting quarterback.
I mean, listen. It's hard because they keep throwing away 14-win quarterbacks like they come easily.
Yeah,
but at the same point,
Keenum once upon a time,
they keep throwing away 14-win quarterbacks as if it comes easily. But then the reverse can be said. Is it just a system and a team where anybody can get 14 wins?
Oh, we're about to find out because Old Man Wentz is about to step under center. And
I mean,
he threw
once upon a time.
His last couple starts here in DC and beyond that, he was just throwing picks. He just throwing them up.
But once upon a time when he was with the Colts, he got him into the playoffs, right? So I think a lot of it is system and players around you. And I think KOC is pretty good at being a quarterback whisperer and finding a way to call to his quarterback strengths, right? Like,
but do you agree that Minnesota's in trouble, FP?
100%, they're in trouble. But KOC keeps finding a way to get 14 wins. It makes no sense.
But I don't see it happening with there's nothing there. Like,
nobody saw it happening with Sam Darnold.
But you knew he could play quarterback. What I'm saying,
nobody thought he could play quarterback last year.
No, that's not true. He was serviceable for Carolina before they stepped behind Bryce.
Come on, Joe. Come on. Nobody had Sam Darnold looking like Sam Darnold.
Hold on. Darnold didn't flash every once in a while with the Jets. He did. Darnold didn't start off like a rocket when he was traded or when he signed with Carolina. He did. Then he fizzled out. Fine. But like, you knew that the guy had reps and could play. My point is, McCarthy looks like he cannot play, and now he's injured, right? So like, it's not the same.
You say that, but the last quarter against the Bears, he looked like he could play.
Well, I would disagree because I actually watched that terrible game, and it was all 5-yard passes. Like, did I miss a deep shot somewhere?
So that's called pulling a Jalen Hurts without an actual running game.
Maybe, but the defense isn't good enough, and their division is too tough for them to just like. You don't think if they could go into the into a time machine and go back and sign Darnold, they would? Or to Andy's point, keep Howell? Like, of course they would. Of course they would. But even at this junction right now, don't you call Atlanta and be like, "Can we have Kirk back, please? Like, we'll ship you a 7th round pick or 6th round pick for Kirk."
They should, or they should go to Jameis Winston. They should go. There's too many good backup quarterbacks to have Browning be your guy and Wentz be your guy. And
So you and I disagree. I mean, I don't know if you guys have a file on Browning. Well, you and I disagree on Browning. I think he's going to sling it. And
He's serviceable. He's serviceable for sure.
And
your
Browning
life is easier when you have Jamar Chase out there.
Quarterbacks.
Yeah, Browning knows that offense. Yeah. He's been there since he was a rookie. He knows the playbook. Like they're not. He won't be able to run it with the same proficiency that Burrow can, right? That cool Joe can, but it's okay. It's okay. Like, can you run the ball? Yes. Can you throw the ball every once in a while? Yes. Wentz is a liability. I mean, that's what I'm getting.
Are we ready to call Burrow a bust?
Definitely injury prone, but it's not his fault. The Bengals refused to pay money.
Yeah.
I mean,
the Bengals.
He made a choice. He made a choice. He could have walked. He could have went like, you know what? I want to be a Packer now, or I want to be a Dolphin. I want to go with real players.
The Bengals are the fear that I have with Jaden Daniels is they throw all the money at the quarterback, right? And then somehow they also found a way to throw it to the receivers, but then the rest of the team, they can't do anything. They can't protect them. They don't even have a John Deere cart to cart Burrow off the field every season when he gets hurt.
I get it. The Bengals are
not. The Bengals are cheap.
I get it. But like if he had went, let's just say he left. Let's just say he left the Bengals and went to Jacksonville. You don't think he can call Jamar and be like, "Hey, when your contract's up next year, come down here"? Of course.
I don't know.
Wait, but this doesn't answer my question. Is Burrow a bust? Are we ready to call him a bust?
No, the Bengals are just a stupid franchise.
I am. I'm comfortable.
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
Who's the Joe Burrow comp?
Burrow.
Andrew Luck.
That's a good
Andrew Luck wasn't a bust.
He was a bust.
Andrew Luck was not a bust.
He was not a bust.
Hold on. Okay, let's frame the conversation here. Guys that can do it, but are not available to do it. Andrew Luck is the perfect example of that.
That's not a bust. A bust is Jamarcus Russell.
So that's what I mean.
That's a real bust.
What I mean.
Hold on.
That's what I mean.
We have a problem here, FP. Andrew Luck, if you're a Colts fan, Andrew Luck is a bust. He is a bust.
No.
You drafted him 1-1 and he played 3 seasons. He's a bust.
Those 3 seasons, he was top of the league.
It doesn't matter. He's supposed to still be there. Stupid Russell Wilson is still in the league. He's the same draft class.
You're not using the word bust correctly, is what I'm telling you. So to Andy's question, he is not a bust. He is a quarterback that was drafted at a high position and could play at a high level and commanded a lot of money
to play.
That does not equal bust. That equals injury prone.
Can Deshaun Watson play at a high level?
No.
The answer is yes. Is he available to play?
He did it once.
Actually,
Deshaun Watson did it. Deshaun Watson did it one season.
That's another
never
guy
again.
That if he's not injured, he should be. The Vikings should talk to him. But anyway,
nobody should talk to Deshaun Watson.
Maybe not.
He's a bust.
How many masseuses need to get violated all over the country?
I don't know. Ask Justin Tucker. I don't know.
The point is, to answer Andy's question and bring it back in. No, Joe Burrow's not a bust, but I will give him the tag of injury prone. Yep. Because every single season there's something. If it's not 5 games for a wrist, it's 3 months for a turf toe, or it's catastrophic knee injury, or it's Chase Young knocking you out.
He started 2-0.
Okay,
I'm sorry. Like did you
forget the numbers he put up last season? It wasn't his fault.
I'm not forgetting anything, but I think Andy's comp of Luck is actually a very good one.
It's a great comp, but
they are not available to play.
Injury prone. Injury prone. Why? Because the franchise is not protecting their O line.
But like I mean, if the expectation is like Super Bowl, the expectation is Super Bowl with these quarterbacks and they don't get you there, is that a bust?
Yes.
Go to every single Cincinnati Bengals fan in the world and say, is Joe Burrow a bust? They will all 100% tell you, no, he is good. The team has let him down. He can't perform because we can't protect him. We can't keep him upright.
That's fair, but I also don't fully buy that because he had the option to leave, and he said, "No, I'm going to stay here with this."
What difference? What difference does that make?
That makes no difference. Go to every single Colts fan, and you're like, "Do you miss Andrew Luck? Do you wish he stayed? Do you wish he played 5 more seasons before he retired?"
Absolutely.
Every single person's going to say yes.
Nah.
Go to any Raiders fan and be like, "Do you wish you kept Jamarcus Russell?" No, not one person will say yes to that. That is a bust.
Andy, where do you put this?
Do you wish you kept Ryan Leaf? No, absolutely not.
So I think maybe the word bust is being interpreted differently by FP, by you, Joe, by me.
Is he a disappointment? Yes. Is he injury prone? Yes. Is he a letdown? Yes. He is not a bust.
I think from a Super Bowl expectation standpoint, and you don't get there for whatever reason, it's not because of the way you play. It's not because of, you're always injured. Just you don't get to where you need to be from an expectation standpoint. In my book, you can call it disappointment. You can call it whatever. It's a bust. The expectations were not met. It's a bust.
It's not on Burrow, though, right? Like, Burrow did everything he could do last season to will that team to almost 500. Put up MVP level numbers.
He's not available, FP. I don't know how you reconcile this in mind. Lamar is the MVP of every regular season. He can't beat Josh Allen.
Are you going to call him? Are you going to call Lamar a bust? That's
if you're using Andy's frame of reference. If you can't win, then yeah,
it's not a bust.
I would say he's available to play. My whole point is Burrow is regularly not available to play.
When Burrow was available to play and he had a real O-line and a good defense, they took out Mahomes. They went to the AFC Championship. They got into the Super Bowl. Or almost got into the Super Bowl.
Almost.
No, they were in the Super Bowl.
They were in the Super Bowl.
They were in the Super Bowl. Yeah.
They almost won it. I think
almost won
the Rams. Was it the Rams?
Yeah, they lost.
That's not Burrow being a bust. That is the team. Listen to me closely when I say this. You have to be able to swallow this pill because it might be the future of Washington, where the quarterback is not the problem and everything around the quarterback is not playing to the level to get to a Super Bowl.
There's a soundbite. That's a good one.
But listen to me when I say this. It is not Burrow's fault. Yes, he is unavailable. Yes, he is injury prone. But no one is saying, if we didn't have Burrow, we could have made it. Nobody's saying that.
Can we keep it on quarterbacks and things that were unexpected and talk about DJ for a second and Indy before we go top 5?
Please refer to him as Indiana Jones now and forever.
That's so good, Indiana Jones. I love it. Yeah, let's talk about Indiana Jones for a second.
I love Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones just scored led a team to score on 10 straight offensive drives. First time in NFL history. That is nuts. That's nuts. Yeah. Playing like the best quarterback in the league. I mean, who had this on their bingo card? Anybody have DJ? Anybody have Indy doing this kind of work 2 weeks into the season? This is wild. Like what we're seeing out of him right now.
I mean, if you're Anthony Richardson, you're like retire. Retire. There's no coming back from Daniel Jones looking this good and your team looking that strong.
You're 100% right. If anybody out there goes sniffing around, if the Colts take one phone call for anything of value, anything to get Richardson off that team, they got to take it. Get him out of the building. Like he is not.
Yeah, he might be a bust. He might be.
Yeah, that's a bust. That's a bust.
He's a bust.
Yeah, agree there. But the Colts should win. I think they will win the AFC South. Am I wrong?
It's Titans,
Texans, Jags.
Jaguars, yeah.
The Jags.
I think that conference could be a lot closer because I don't think the Titans are as bad as people want to say they are either.
I think the Jags are. I can't read the Jags, to be very honest. I don't know what version of that team you get on a week-to-week basis. You got the quarterback telling the crazy coach for whatever his name is, the Duval guy. I forget what his name is, but he's telling him basically take a hike, like don't talk to me. Meanwhile, Trevor Lawrence is missing very simple reads and passes. So, head coach Liam Cohen, like he's allowed to yell at you when you perform that poorly on the field. The Texans, I don't know if you guys watched that game on Monday night. Very whatever. I mean,
they're whatever. Yeah,
not inspired whatsoever.
Perfect 500 team.
Yeah, I mean the Titans maybe they got something there, maybe not, but I mean DJ is rolling. They got a running back, they got a quarterback, they got two receivers that can catch the ball consistently.
And they got some studs on defense.
Like that's a team that I think can certainly make the playoffs and maybe host a game, maybe win a game on the road, surprise somebody. Like
based off the last 2 weeks, they look fantastic.
Yeah, it's not just that. It's also it was against that Broncos defense, and I think every single person here was very high on that Broncos defense.
I was very high on the defense. I was very high on the offense too. And through 2 weeks, I don't know what's going on there. Like I don't know what's going on in Denver. Doesn't look very inspired, to start the season. Same thing with Miami. Is there anything you can point to if you're a Dolphins fan and say this is going like we see some light, some positivity here?
Waddle scored a freaking touchdown and Tua threw it over 30 yards, to what we saw 2 years ago.
HN can still run.
Still run. Yeah. But I mean, Tyreek has got to be on the block at this point, right?
Tyreek should be on the block.
Tyreek's checked out.
Yeah, Tyreek's
checked out. But for a team add him to a team that needs a second receiver.
And you add him back to the Chiefs, and they become Super Bowl contenders.
You add him back to the Chiefs, and
easily
they looked pretty bad too. I mean, their offense looks. What was Travis yelling at people about? Like he caused the turnover. Like what? He punched the ball into the sky that led to an interception. Like what is he on the sideline yelling about?
When you're bumping uglies with a mannequin regularly, you're going to be upset. Okay, that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to.
What's going on in here? We got Andy bringing fastballs. We got P bringing jokes. What is this? What show is this?
What world are we in where Daniel Jones is 2-0 and Pat Mahomes is 0-2? First time in his career. This NFL season as a whole it makes
kind of like it though.
I love it.
Yeah,
makes no sense.
I put in a waiver claim for Indiana Jones.
I mean, you have to at this point. You have to.
Yeah, I mean he's comparative to Josh Allen's numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, can we let's talk about the Bills here for a second. That's a good segue. Top 5, low 5. Let's go around the horn here. Andy, why don't you kick off? Top 5, low 5. Let's go top 5.
Top 5. Pretty similar to last week's. Bills number 1 still. I think they're just a freaking powerhouse. I don't see how any one team can beat them. Whether if their defense doesn't show up, their offense will show up. If their offense doesn't show up, their defense will show up. James Cook will show up. That team just has too many avenues for success. The Bills are still number 1 in my book. Even though Derrick Henry seems to be fumbling a lot, I still have the Ravens.
Somebody said it.
Still have the Ravens at number 2 because they're offensive studs. You can't stop them. It pains me to put the Eagles there.
You can't do it. Don't do it.
But I'm gonna put the Eagles at number 3. Listen, I have to do it because they have been playing like shit, right? But they still find ways to win. Like, how can you take that away from them? It doesn't matter if it's coaching, players, like they find ways to win and they win. Eagles are still number 3. I had the Packers at number 4, but I think I'm going to put the Chargers actually at number 4. The Chargers were they were number 5 last week for me. I'm moving them to number 4. The Chargers, again, they look fluid. They a little bit more from the rookie running back, but Herbert is just firing on all
looks
cylinders.
Sharp. Keenan
the
Allen
defense looks great
he's
too.
Happy to be home too. Like they played very inspired. I mean, that game was not competitive against the Raiders whatsoever, and they continued to execute. For all 60 minutes. I'm with you on that.
They are kind of like what I want to see from the Skins. Like, just who cares who you're playing? Just go out there and just put up the points. Play your game.
Fair.
So that's what they're doing. That's what I see. Last, I have the Packers. Packers are a top 5 team. They are solid. They don't have many weaknesses. The worst thing you can say is they are average on wide receivers. Like, it's fine. Like, they are a solid.
Yeah, but when you have 4 average wide receivers that can basically all do the same thing and you can move them anywhere, it's a nice luxury to have.
It's not bad. Yeah. That's my top 5. Bills, Ravens, Eagles, Chargers, Packers.
20. Do you have a different top 5 or similar?
Oh no, mine is very different.
49ers.
No chance.
All right, hit it.
So I got rapid fire. I got Packers, Bills, Eagles.
Packers are
Ravens. Listen.
Me. This is
no. I'm not trolling you. Let me tell you something. I told you last week they are Super Bowl contenders, and after the game they had against the Skins, and seeing what that defense can do to elite quarterbacks, I think they're number 1 I don't see anybody going into Lambeau and stopping them. I just don't. And
I can respect that take.
Yeah, and if they get home games, for the playoffs, Bills are the Bills. Like everything Andy said, they're just a powerhouse. They're elite everywhere. I'd say Eagles, like Andy said, again, I'll agree with him. They do find ways to win. They're not great by any, stretch of the imagination, but they do find ways to win. And they're scary. They're a scary team. And then I will say the Ravens. Ravens defense is starting to look good, actually. I saw this past week. They're starting to get it together.
Yep.
Chargers, Herbert's been playing unbelievable. I mean, top 5 easily.
Chargers, top 5 for two.
Adding his mobility back.
Yep.
They said yesterday he's a 1 mile per hour faster.
How do you do that?
I don't know how you do that, but wow.
FP, what's your top 5?
I'm gonna shake it up entirely. I'm going Ravens number 1.
Okay.
I think for 3.5 quarters against the Bills, they were the better team. And I think if week 1 is an anomaly, week 2 is a little bit more of the truth. I think they are the stronger team top to bottom.
Are you concerned about one Derrick Henry?
No, okay. I am not. I think their solution is score so much and blow teams out of the water that they don't need to be in the last second half of the fourth quarter urgent play, and then you don't have that problem. So I think they are the best team. And then you go Bills. I'm not going to repeat everything, but it's the Bills. I'm going Chargers number 3. I think Herbert is playing phenomenal. Harbaugh's a great coach. The running game could be a little bit more potent, but Keenan Allen coming back and helping those receivers with that veteran presence and kind of his just football IQ, that team is fantastic. A lot of it depends on Khalil Mack with that defense, but overall, number 3 for sure. I'll go Packers number 4.
Oh,
I know.
Painful.
But my 5 is nobody has said it yet. I'm actually going Tampa Bay number 5. Tampa Bay
I like it.
Has a fantastic team. Baker is that guy.
Did you see
Bucky
Baker?
Irving is phenomenal.
Did you see Baker meditating on the sideline before before their last drive?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
If you're a Browns fan and you see that you had Baker and he wanted to stay and he has everything you need out of him and you were just too impatient to let the man heal.
I think he was also a Ram and a Panther along the way.
Yeah, any team in the league could have signed him twice. And he goes to Tampa Bay and he's just he's a phenomenal quarterback.
Tom Brady's offense as well as Tom Brady, the Buccaneer, was running the offense.
And he has that dog in him. That fourth quarter comeback ability, that is all Baker. He has all of it.
That run, flip, pirouette thing to get right back. I mean,
but it goes deeper, right? When you draft a guy like Emeka Egbuka or whatever his name is,
yes,
and all of a sudden Mike Evans can become wide receiver 2, or you have 1A and 1A.
Wait till Chris
Godwin comes back. It's going to be a very scary team,
and
right?
Bucky
It's coached really well. I mean, even your second back in White comes in and can just crank out 6 yards and a touchdown like it's nothing. The O-line is a little banged up, but they'll come back. The defense has always been solid and fast.
Run away with the NFC
1,000%. 1,000%.
The Falcons look worse than they did last year. Penix looks not good.
Yeah.
Pitts, I know Pitts is a magician, always disappearing from everything all the time. He hasn't even appeared. I mean, he had 1 catch or 2
He
catches.
might be a bust.
I think at this point you can say he is a bust. But Penix isn't even looking at Drake London. Like you can't ask Bijan. Bijan is firmly in like Barry Sanders territory now, right? Like he might be that good, but he will never win on that team.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I mean, and if you're Kirk sitting on the sideline, like I don't know how much of that game you boys watched, but I don't know.
I feel for him a little bit.
I think you win that game if Kirk is under center.
I think Kirk feels like he needs to ride out a few more weeks and the switch happens.
I think Kirk is going to get traded. I think there's too many teams with potential injuries. I think Kirk could end up being a Raider if Geno has another couple performances the way he did. You know, I know Carroll loves his guy, right? But Geno looked atrocious on Monday Night Football against the Chargers. I mean, he looked really old. Yeah. So did you give us all 5?
That was 5. Yeah, Ravens, Bills, Chargers, Packers, Bucks.
All right, I'll give you mine real quick, and then we'll talk about the low lights here. I'm sticking with Bills at 1. I'm keeping the Ravens at 2. I'm gonna move the Lions into the top 5, and I'm gonna move them all the way up to 3.
Okay.
I think from an overreaction perspective, I think I overreacted a bit based on their week 1 performance. And if the Packers are as good as they appear to be, they're my number 4, and I hate that I'm saying that. And my Chargers are 5, and my bubble team, I really like what the Rams are doing. I really like what McVay's got going on there. I think they're a sneaky good team.
I called it. Devontae Adams was a great ad.
And I got the Bucks right behind them. But I think the Lions deserve a little bit more respect. They still have a 2-headed monster at running back. They still got 3 receivers that can go out and catch the ball. They still got a very good tight end. They still have a very good defense. They still have a very passionate head coach, right? Yeah, they got to figure some things out. But I mean, 52 points is not, you don't do that with
not easy
anybody, right? And I know it's the Bears, but just pivoting here to the bottom 5 of the league. Tell me if you guys disagree with any of these teams. Panthers, I think, are the worst of the worst. The Jets looked like really, really bad, and I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and keep them out of the bottom 5. Saints, Titans, Browns, and I think this one hurts a little bit. But I mean, who's that next team? I don't want it to be the Jets, but there's a couple really bad teams out there. I mean, I'm
going Panthers are the worst. Dolphins second worst.
I think it has to be the Dolphins.
It has to be the Dolphins. I'm going Jets third worst.
But the Jets have pieces. That's what drives me crazy about the Jets.
The Jets always have pieces. That's the Jets.
Yeah, that's fair.
They always have pieces. But then I'm going
the Browns are bad.
I'm going bad. Saints are fourth worst.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go Titans. The Browns are bad, but I think
got nothing going on.
It depends on what old man Flacco can do, and their 7,000 other quarterbacks.
I'm saying going into week 3, can the Browns make it to the playoffs?
Well, let's put it this way: going into week 3, could the Browns beat the Saints? Yes. The Panthers? Yes. The Titans? Yes. The Jets? Yes. Okay. The Dolphins? No. Yes.
I don't think the Browns can beat the Saints.
Maybe
Myles Garrett versus Spencer.
That's you could say that about anybody. Myles Garrett against anybody. Arguments.
If you're Myles Garrett, why did you elect to stay there? I will never understand this.
Money.
Well, money talks.
Well said.
I mean, why did Max Crosby choose to stay with the Raiders?
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, yeah. I don't think
Las Vegas. Sure. The Myles makes less sense because it's Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's Cleveland. Yeah. You're not sitting in Miami or Vegas. You're sitting in Cleveland.
Right. I want to get your thoughts on this, and maybe this is where we close. Do the Bears belong in that top 5, that bottom 5, bottom 6, bottom 7 discussion? How close are they to sniffing that bottom 5? I think Caleb,
they're right outside the bubble.
I think 6 or 7. Caleb looks extra bad. I think we're getting to a point with if you're Ben Johnson, do you at least consider benching him for a few weeks? Letting him learn from the sideline, put whatever Pageant or whoever the backup is that he would, whatever it was. Ben Johnson was
the only Bears quarterback to get a contract extension.
Ben Johnson was. He was jocking him, he was glazing him, as the kids say, so hard in the offseason. But aren't we getting close to a place now where you got to just make a decision for the betterment of the team? Because I don't think DJ Moore
slippery slope
anymore.
That's a slippery slope. You have the number 1 draft pick overall, second season, and you pull the leash, like you pull the plug already.
Whatever. That's an injury, something to get him out of there for a week.
But it's not even from a coaching perspective too. Like if that's the wrong decision, all the players are all of a sudden out on you. Like your loved number 1 quarterbacks.
You just lost by 40 very slippery points. Slope. They're out on you anyway.
I get it. Listen, guys. This is just it's the same slope the Bears have been on for how many number 1 quarterbacks? They do it all the time. You draft a number 1 quarterback, you fire his coach, you bring in the new coach. He doesn't like his quarterback. They suck so much they get another number 1 quarterback, and then that coach doesn't work out, so they fire that coach because they just drafted a number 1 quarterback, and then you just go over and over and over and over again. It's going to get to the point where until Poles gets fired, right, you're going to be stuck. But they've done that. They are what the Redskins were without the toxic office space drama of Snyder. Football operation wise, it's the same story that we were stuck in for 20 years.
But the Browns have been stuck in it for 20 years.
The Browns put themselves in it because they gave away Baker.
Sure.
The Bengals thought they got out of it, but they didn't spend money where they needed to spend money.
All around the NFL right now there are quarterbacks on their second or third team that are having a resurgence. Like we are in the era now of if you are a quarterback that flamed out with your first team, you need to go play for McVay or O'Connell or LaFleur
or Shanahan and Mac Jones
or whoever.
Mac Jones, yeah.
They will fix you and turn you into, a starter again. Like it's consistently happening now all over the league. And I think a guy like Bryce Young is going to end up on somebody's rebuild it,
I don't think Bryce has it.
I mean,
he's actually interesting because last year towards the end of the season he was playing great,
lighting it up.
He looked phenomenal.
He also looked desperate. I mean, desperate men will do desperate things.
He doesn't have what Kyler has, and he doesn't have what Baker has. When you talk about the smaller quarterbacks, he's in no man's land. He doesn't have. He's just Trey Lance with a shot. That's all he is.
Your boy Xavier Leggett. Am I saying the name right?
Xavier Leggett.
Yeah, set an NFL record. Did you see that?
Yeah.
First time in history that a player targeted 8 times with posted a
negative yards.
Yeah. What are you doing? Like what's going on there? Like, how do you do that?
When you take a look around the NFL and you see all of the teams, all of their struggles, all of the quarterback issues, you come back to Washington and you factor in how Thursday looked. I think that calms a lot of people down that a lot of it was garbage time, but they were in it with the playoff team who everyone just now said is a top 5 team. I think you can take a beat and trust that the ownership, the GM, the coaching staff in place is a good one of the better ones in the league, where if you do have to go out and you have to get a free agent, or you do go out and you draft players, they will be excited to come to this team because the outline is in place to succeed here, which we have not had in a very long time. And I think the fan base as a whole has to temper the NFC Championship appearance was like the best thing to happen to us, but like the worst thing to happen to us at the same time, because this fan base can't go extremes. Like all this fan base does is go in extremes, right? You get us to the NFC Championship, you lose game 2, all of a sudden you want to burn the world down. That's not reality. So best thing to happen to us, worst thing to happen to us. I'm not out on this team. There's a lot of corrections to do, but man,
I think the Bears are very close to
pure dysfunction as pure as it can get.
Like really, really do. Honestly, so is Arizona. How many more games can you just roll with Kyler? Like what have you seen ever from him that proves that a 5'4" quarterback can get it done?
If Arizona starts selling, I would take a James Conner.
I mean, I would take Harrison Jr. too. Like I would James Conner. I mean, say what you will, but somehow he's gotten bigger since he was a Pittsburgh Steeler. Yeah, he can still run. So, we didn't talk about Aaron. He didn't look very good week 2. Looked like all the old.
Surprisingly, it was the Steelers' defense that let them down that game, though.
That's fair. Although, I mean, they paid a lot of money for DK, and all around the league, there's a lot of big money quarterbacks that are not doing anything.
There's a lot of wide receiver ones that are also not doing anything.
Well, if it makes you feel better, FP, then fine. But you paid a bunch of money to a guy. Like,
AJ Brown, nothing. DK Metcalf, nothing. Terry McLaurin, nothing. It's happening. It's happening across the league.
One is not like the rest. Okay, he doesn't belong in that.
Right now, the rest are like the one. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair. I got one more topic, and then I promise we'll get out of here. I want to talk about Adam Silver and the NBA for just a second. Did you guys listen to his ridiculous comments about fans who cannot afford all of the different streaming platforms to watch NBA games? Dollar, you're shaking your head. You want to summarize what he said? Because I can do it too. But what did he say to
me? I didn't even listen too much. Commissioner of the league. pretty much in a nutshell said, if you can't afford to watch the NBA, watch the highlights, because the NBA is a
Poor.
I couldn't believe
You're
it.
poor.
I couldn't.
Not my fault. You're poor.
Yeah,
Is what
yeah.
he said.
Not just that. He called them all
Watch the
poors.
highlights.
He called them all poors, and then told them, "You don't need to watch. I mean,
You
that's
don't
what
need
I
to.
heard.
Yeah.
You don't need to watch. Just find the free highlights online." Like it's insane. It's insane to think that the person in charge of the league is openly telling people, "We are a highlight sport," quote unquote. Don't worry about 48 minutes of playtime. Just look for the 2-minute clip online.
I
What?
mean,
That's
well,
more offensive than saying if you can't afford it, go on YouTube. What's offensive was my product is so bad, don't even bother watching the full game. Don't even bother.
absolutely. But he's saying what we all know to be true about the NBA.
But you can't
NBA
say
stinks.
it. You're
I know, but it's
trying to
true.
sell TV rights. Who's gonna buy TV rights when the person running the league is openly saying, "Don't worry about it. Just tune in." For
You know who watches NBA games? The Chinese. That's who.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, I understand.
That's who
The Chinese
that's
market
who,
dictates everything.
1,000%. That's who they're catering to now.
Yeah,
I mean,
You'll,
you're right.
you'll start seeing games like in China.
Listen,
one day.
They do preseason
To-
in China now.
to get out of sports for a second, the Chinese market is why nobody's going to appreciate this. Like BMW and their ugly giant front grills that everybody in the world hates, it's because the Chinese market likes it. So if BMW as a whole sacrificing money everywhere else
Right.
because that China market is so big, and it's the same thing with sports. And it's kind of like, we didn't really touch on this, but Tom Brady yesterday making an announcement of, hey, I'm taking part in the Saudi Arabia flag football league, and a bunch of NFL players are coming with me. And the NFL is like, we have nothing to do with that. That's a big headline. It's a big headline.
I actually totally missed that. What's
yeah, Tom Brady came out and said, I am being backed by Saudi money. We are making a Saudi flag football league. And he's dropping names like Christian McCaffrey and Saquon Barkley. They're going to partake.
Oh.
And the NFL is like, we have nothing to do with this. This isn't league sanctioned. And all of these teams are essentially you're going to start seeing it. They're going to start going to court and being like, hey, Saquon, you're under contract for us. You can't go play anything football related outside of us.
I mean, and that's an interesting point because most of them have language in there that says you can't ride a motorcycle, you can't play basketball, you can't do anything.
No, but like the what am I trying to say? The player thing, the Players Association, their rules, like we will not partake in football related content outside of the NFL. Now the U.S. and the Olympic flag football team, NFL sanctioned, but outside of that, I mean, it's a big headline. But that's the thing, big money markets.
I mean, how much money could there possibly be in
Saudi Arabia?
Come
on, they're getting
look at what they did with soccer.
I was just about to say,
WrestleMania,
you and I can do. We could do. Yeah, they're getting WrestleMania, and apparently they're not crazy about the women. Actually, that may be a positive, right? That the women won't be allowed to wrestle there. Like we won't be subjected.
No, they
to,
wrestle there. They just wear full.
Yeah, full, whatever. But but did anyone look happy on that stage when your boy Triple H was up there? No, they were all like, basically, you could read minds, and we're here because we're getting paid. I'm here so I don't get fined.
Yeah, but Joe, I think it's in like the billions. They're getting like $1 billion or something.
Absurd money. But even
if I'm an athlete, I'm selling all of my virtues and morals for $1 billion contracts. I'm sorry.
Well, you don't have to, you just have to show up. It's not about compromising anything. It's just, do you want to get paid to wrestle, to do your job in Saudi Arabia? Yeah.
But look at Ronaldo. Like, look how much they're paying him. And they changed the laws for him.
They did. Yeah.
I mean,
that's crazy.
Great.
Yeah. I mean, we have, listen, the world you brought up, but we're pivoting into everything here. We're going to say bye to some huge soccer giants at the 2026 World Cup.
Yeah.
Like it's the last go for Messi. It's the last go for Ronaldo. It's the last go for De Bruyne. It's the last go.
Messi was done last World Cup.
Nah, he's probably got one more in him.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know, Joe.
If I'm him, I don't go to another.
Coming off the bench, they come off the bench. Be around.
I mean, he won a World Cup.
Right out in glory, baby.
Yeah,
maybe
take your MLS paycheck, buy a couple homes with it, right out in glory.
Where's LP, by the way? He said he was going to get a jersey. Did he ever get a jersey? Ever get a shirt? Pink shirt. Maybe
He's
not.
somewhere in his dungeon.
All right, boys. It's we went a little long. Any final thoughts? Anything to plug? 20?
All I have to say is Jaden should be good to go in a couple weeks, so let's not panic.
Thank you for your expert medical opinion.
I asked my wife. She told me it depends on the sprain, but usually it's about 2 weeks.
She's physicianing. I copy that. Andy, anything from you, sir? Any snacks we should be trying this week?
Snacks? No, I don't know about snacks, but I am totally stealing Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I love it.
FP.
You got to get him off the waiver wire, then change your name.
I am picking him up, and I'm changing my fantasy football team name to Indiana Jones.
That's good. Nice. FP, anything from you, sir? Anything you want to plug?
The two games I'm looking at on Sunday, I think Rams will beat the Eagles, playoff rematch.
Ooh.
And the big one will be Ravens-Lions. We'll find out a lot about both of those teams.
Yes, we have some good ones on the schedule. I need the Commanders to quickly dispose of the Raiders, though, so they don't drag out my stress into the afternoon window on Sunday. Thank you for hanging out with us. We went a little bit long, but we're happy to do it. Episode number 350 in the books. Thank you to 20. Thank you to Andy. Thank you to FP for hanging out. My name is Joe. The show is DTC Defeating the Curse. You can find it wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple. You can tell Alexa to hit play on the show, whatever you want. We are there when you need us. We are there when you find us. We will be there next week as well for 351, hopefully on the tail of a Commanders win. But until then, we're done. We'll see you next week. We are out.